All right. Well, whether or not you are a fan of techno music or not, we do hope you will be a fan of this new product that we're going to roll out today. We are so happy to have you guys here. Thank you for taking some time to join us this afternoon. We are going to take a tour of the new Difference Benefits admin system. We've been working really hard behind the scenes to develop this product, and we are so excited to get it out to the market and get it into your hands and to give you a backstage tour so you can see what all we've been doing. We're really pleased to present this to you today. All right, so for today's speakers, I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Taylor Britt, the Senior Director of Marketing and Sales Media for the Difference Card. If you've been on some of our webinars in the past, you probably recognize me. I get to do fun stuff like this every day for the Difference Card. And in addition, I help launch new products. So I've been working really closely with getting this out to market, and I'm happy for you guys to see it. Chris, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Taylor, and welcome everyone to our Ben Admin webinar. Really excited to have you. I'm Chris Calderon. I'm our Chief Revenue Officer. Been with the Difference Card for about 11 years now. Started my career at Aetna and Blue Cross Blue Shield, and excited to talk about this new solution with you all. Ashley, you're up next.
Great. Thanks, Chris. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining. Very excited to be here today. So I am the Northeast Market Director. I've been with the Difference Card for 7 years now. Previously, I worked on the insurance carrier side and also worked for a company and sold Ben Admin systems. So I'm really excited to be able to offer this product at the Difference Card as well. Terry?
Thanks, Ashley. I'm Terry. I've been at the Difference Card for 7 years. I'm the Client Success Manager for the East Region. I'm definitely excited to be with you this afternoon and be able to demo this innovative offering by the Difference Card. That will be a solution for many of our employer groups.
All right, thanks, Terry. So why don't we get into it? And we're going to start by talking about the problems. And I'm going to focus on some of the things that happen in the benefits world from a manual eligibility and enrollment perspective. So these may be some things that you all are facing out in the field. And we're going to start with the employer side of things. And it really starts at the beginning when there's open enrollment, making sure we're getting the right enrollment, the right census into the system of whatever carrier you're working with, right? A lot of customers, we saw that 75% of our customers were still doing this on a manual basis, whether it's a form or an Excel spreadsheet. There have been 25% of our customers that have moved and migrated to Ben Admin systems, but there's still a big opportunity and a lot of employers out there that are using manual processes that sometimes create discrepancies. Either they put the wrong person on the census, they forgot to term somebody, and that creates downstream issues of billing issues. So from a broker perspective, right, you all out there, how many times can you think about having one of these issues? A customer forgets to terminate somebody potentially in the system. Maybe they terminate them in payroll, but they forget to tell you about it and they never tell the carrier. And then you have to go and fight with that carrier to get a retroactive credit, or maybe a claim gets paid that shouldn't have. And that causes downstream issues on the member side of the house too, right? Think about the member who maybe is in the system, but shouldn't have been, and they got a claim paid and now they got to get that claim back. There's this overpayment situation. So these are all the types of issues that come up when there's manual eligibility and enrollment processes. If people are doing these things manually with paper forms, Excel spreadsheets, not using some of the technology that's out there today. And we want to ask you all a question related to this. How many times have you had a call with an insurance carrier to resolve a billing issue? Think about some of these manual issues that cause billing errors. How many times have you had to have a call with a carrier? We want to hear from you. Is it only a few times, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 50, 50 to 100, or is this too many times to count? Are you dealing with lots and lots of these carrier billing eligibility discrepancies?
Yeah, so we've got some answers coming in here. It looks like Susan even dropped in the chat, too many times to count. So it'll be interesting to see where everyone lands here. Let's share our results. All right, it looks like the majority of you, 41%, is too many times to count. That's too many. But it's really interesting here to see how this all shakes out.
Yeah, really interesting, Taylor. And I'm glad this is not just a problem that I'm thinking about in my head. It's also a problem that you all are facing in the field. And that's something we're going to address today is how can we get away from some of these eligibility and billing discrepancies by putting in place some automated technologies. Before we get there, though, I want to talk about another issue that is related to this, right? Which is open enrollment and benefits education. So we're attacking two major problems today. One, we talked about those manual issues with eligibility and billing. The second is open enrollment and benefits education. And as I think about this time of year, right, everybody wants to just enjoy their summer, and I hope you all do, but we have to start preparing for the open enrollment season, which is coming, right? Fourth quarter is coming and we need to get ready for it. And we need to make sure we do a better job this year of getting open enrollment and benefits education to our members and our employers so that people understand the benefits we're talking about. And from an employer perspective, just scheduling meetings, benefit open enrollment meetings can be really time consuming. And some employers hate it because it takes their employees off of the floor, away from their normal day jobs. From a consultant perspective, it is also really time consuming for you all to be doing open enrollment meetings out in the field, sometimes travel, right? That's coming back where we're going out and meeting with customers and doing these open enrollment meetings. Even if you're doing it via Zoom, it can be really time consuming. That's time you could be spent renewing customers, doing analytics, selling new business. So there's an opportunity there to potentially get some time back with the use of technology from an open enrollment perspective. And then finally, on the member side, we do these detailed Zoom presentations or in-person open enrollment meetings, but are members actually taking away information from that meeting? And is it getting to the person that's actually using the benefits? Maybe the spouse at home is the one that takes the kids to the doctor, but they're not even at the meeting. So is it the best use of time from a member perspective? That's something we've been debating, and we want some feedback from you all as well, too. And one interesting statistic we looked at, this is from the HR executive website, is what percentage of employees do not fully understand their benefits package? And let's just ask you all in the chat, if you take a guess, right? What do you think? How many employees don't understand their benefits? And I know you all do a great job educating our customers and making sure that they know what's going on, but do you think people are actually understanding it? What percentage do you think actually understand their benefits package? Got a couple of answers here. Tracy, Wade, Susan, the 50 to 60%. Kathy thinks less than 50. We got some low ones coming in, 25, 20%. Maggie's more positive, 80%. The actual answer is 50%. 50% of employees do not fully understand their benefits package, right? 1 out of every 2 employees, they don't know what we're talking about when we're in these meetings. And maybe it's not them, it's not user error, maybe it's because the message we're giving is not personalized enough. So that's something I want you to think about, right? Hyper-personalization is a big topic to get people to understand things. That's very difficult to do when you do large group open enrollment meetings. So something to think about as we talk through this presentation. And I want to get one more poll out of the way here before we start talking about solutions. So we're going to ask you, how are you communicating benefits to your clients and their employees? What's your go-to benefit strategy? We realize it might be different, right, depending on the customer, but what's your go-to strategy for communicating benefits to your clients and their employees? Do you prefer on-site meetings, Zoom presentations like we're doing today? Do you prefer a series of emails? Or do you actually have a admin system that you use today to educate employees? What's your go-to strategy for communicating?
Yeah, so the answers are rolling in here. We'll give everyone just a couple more seconds to submit, but it's a pretty mixed bag. There's a lot of different options available, which can also make it confusing. All right, let's share these results here. So we've got 32% of you are doing on-site meetings, 24% are doing Zoom. I expected that to be higher, so that's interesting, more on-site than Zoom. 16% are relying on a series of emails, and then we've got 27% who are using a current admin system.
It's really amazing, Taylor, right? There's a lot of on-site meetings coming back. That's the highest percentage number here where people are back to traveling and doing on-site meetings. Still a lot of Zoom out there, not as much on the email side. And then the Ben admin crew, I'm really interested for you all to listen to our demo today. Ashley and Terry are going to walk through a demo. I would love your opinion on how this demo compares to some of the other systems you're out there using today. So let's move from some of the problems and the questions and get into the solution. So let's talk about some of the features that we're going to showcase in our system today, which is first starting with online enrollment technology, making sure that we're getting out to employees in an online format. They can use it through the website, through a mobile enabled website on their phone, but online enrollment technology is where this Ben admin platform really begins and starts. And then personalized decision support tools. So having that personalization built into the online enrollment technology so that we're taking in information like their salary, we're asking questions about what their health needs are. Do they plan to see a dentist? Do they have any major life events going on? And then we're giving them back some personalized suggestions. That's really a big step up from a technology perspective, and that is integrated into the solution we're going to talk about today. And then finally, an automated COBRA administration system, really an end-to-end system here that takes you through onboarding, open enrollment, new hires, all the way to termination and making sure we're staying in compliance with COBRA from a notice and a premium collection perspective. So really the one solution that fulfills all of these different features is the Difference Benefits admin system. And that's what we're going to showcase today. A little bit about the features and the processes that get automated with this system. Open enrollment really is where it starts, right? Making sure we have personalized communication to get employees to understand their benefits, hopefully try to get that 50% up a little bit higher. That's our goal for this open enrollment season. And then the collection of employee elections, right? Instead of having them email you all of the forms and then you put all those forms into a spreadsheet, imagine if we could just get it all online in a database. And then it doesn't stop with open enrollment. We continue that process for new hires, collecting elections through an online system and database, and then doing the fulfillment, delivering that data directly to the carriers, and then also back to the payroll system, making sure we're making the right payroll deductions based on the elections of each employee, making sure their HSA contributions come out right, their medical deductions come out correctly. So the fulfillment of those elections is key to the success of this system and the success of the Ben admin in general. And then the full qualifying events, the end-to-end system here, whether it's a birth of a child or a termination, right? And that's spurring the COBRA process. So qualifying events would have a new open enrollment period. And then COBRA, again, there's a whole end-to-end system there that starts the COBRA administration when somebody terminates automatically. That's really the cool part about this is we automatically connect to payroll and we know this person has been terminated. Okay, that then spurs the termination and COBRA process automatically. So what's included in the online system? And we'll show you it. Ashley's going to showcase what's included, but just to talk it through, there's a passive enrollment system or an active system. So we can do it on a passive basis or active. There is a interactive personalized benefits guide that we're going to call Danny, and we're going to introduce you to Danny in a minute. There's a full communication system. You can use this platform to send emails out to employees, either welcoming new hires and encouraging them to enroll in the system, or you could just send out like change events throughout the year. Maybe the formulary changed on their drug plan and you want to send that out through the communication. You can do that all on this platform. This captures open enrollment, new hires, change of life, qualifying events, and it includes all of the connections to their payroll system. There's an API with ADP built into this. If you're using ADP as your carrier or payroll vendor, there's lots of other payroll vendors we can connect to and connections via EDI feeds to all of the different insurance companies. So We're going to talk about Danny for a minute, and Danny is really an exciting part of this package because he is the personalized decision support vehicle. And maybe you've met Danny before in some of our comic strips. When we do open enrollment, we've got a little comic strip that walks employees through exactly how to swipe their difference card. Well, Danny has gotten more educated on benefits. He's going to talk to employees about not just the difference card, but also any of the other benefits that that employer is enrolling in. And we're going to have him help employees with personalized decision support. So that's really a neat feature of this. And the best way to see it is live and in action. So I'm going to stop talking for a minute and I'm going to pass it over to Ashley and have Ashley actually do a demo of the member portal. Ashley, why don't you take it away?
Perfect. So let me just bring up my screen here where we can see the demo. Okay, great. So I will go through the employee piece. Really what they see is important. So I want to show you how easy to use the system is as I go through, as I try and make benefit elections and really determine which plans are right for me. So from the page, I am going to do a demo. I input my username and password, and this will bring me to the home screen here. So on the landing page, my new name is Elizabeth. So I have my address here, my email, my date of birth. I also have my emergency contact information here. I can also see a summary of what I'm currently enrolled in. So anything from medical, dental, vision, the name of the plan that I'm enrolled in, the amount that's coming out of my paycheck here. And this is really just a landing page where I can see just a snapshot of all of my benefits. As we talked about before, really this is the system for open enrollment. And then if I have questions on my benefit plans, what I'm enrolled in, what the plan covers, I can also come in this system throughout the year to just confirm what benefits I'm enrolled in. So I'll show you that piece first before I get into the actual online enrollment. So if I click on my benefit plans here, I have all of the plan details here. Once again, at the bottom, there's another cost benefit summary that I saw on the home page that just indicates every plan that I'm enrolled in. So if I have a question, say on the medical plan, I can click medical. Here, it will have my current plan. So I'm on a Cigna HSA plan. I can see the cost per pay period as well as my total cost. I can see all the benefits here. So I can see that I have a $7,000 deductible. If I had a question on what does a specialist office visit apply to, I can see that it falls underneath the deductible. At the top, we also have a full plan description. I can check my providers, I can check claims, and there's actually links to Cigna's website built in here. So if I wanted to check and see if Dr. Smith was in the network, I can click here and it would automatically link me to the Cigna website. So this is a good tool for employees as well as spouses. If they have questions on the plans, they can log in at any time and just see what they're currently enrolled in and what's covered under the medical plan, the dental plan, or whatever it may be. So looking at change a life event. So if I had a change life event throughout the year, say I got married or had a baby, I can also go in this system to make changes here. So it will bring me to this page. I can hit the start change a life event here. Then I can go in if I was married, I want to add my spouse, birth of a baby. So all changes will be housed in this system. So I'm going to take you through an actual open enrollment, a member enrolling in their benefits today. So from the home page, I can click Start Open Enrollment. I'll then have to verify my information. So I can check here, just make sure my address is correct, my date of birth, don't have any dependents on the plan. I can then click my information is correct here. And here's Danny. So the decision support tool, I think this is a key piece of the online enrollment. As we're talking about, a lot of people don't understand benefits. They don't know the difference between a deductible and a copay, and they don't know what plan is right for them. So this tool will guide them as they go through, tell them what elections or what benefits they have access to, and make recommendations based on their demographic information. If they don't want to go through Danny, they also have the option here to click no thanks, but I'm going to have Danny guide me through my benefits today. So there is audio associated with this. I'm just going to click let's continue. And since this is a demo, I've already been through it once. If I had gone halfway through and logged out and wanted to continue it after, it would actually bring me to the page where I left off from. So I started from the beginning here. I'm going to start some of the audio and it's going to go through each section respectively.
Thank you for taking the time to complete the benefits guide. Before we get started, please tell me a little about yourself.
So Elizabeth lives in Greenville, South Carolina. Her household income is about $101,000. So I just verify that that's correct here and hit continue.
If any eligible dependents are not listed below, please click Manage My Dependents and then come back when you're ready.
So Elizabeth is young and single. She's on this plan without a spouse or dependents. That could change in the future, but for now, I'll just click continue. So the next section really goes through the care needs to estimate what Elizabeth is going to spend on medical expenses throughout the year.
Based on your age and gender, here's what you might need. Please adjust these as necessary.
So based on Elizabeth's zip code, her age, here we have how many estimated primary care sick visits. So maybe she goes in for 3 on average of $136 per visit. It also breaks it down by prescription. So by tier, how many generic drugs she may take, preferred, non-preferred, and specialty. And then it also has a section for urgent care where she can say, yes, I think I might use urgent care versus an emergency room here. So I'm going to click continue. There's also a section here where medical events. So say Elizabeth knew she tore her ACL and she was having surgery, she could input that information here. Same thing with vision and dental needs, where if she knew she needed glasses or wears contacts, she can indicate that information here.
Okay, here are the health plans available to you this year. Let's review the key factors that contribute to your costs and find the one that best suits your needs. The first factor is the plan's annual premium, which will come out of your paycheck regardless of the care you use. Second, let's estimate your out-of-pocket costs under each plan based on the care you indicated you may need. I'll show you how you can reduce these by making smarter healthcare decisions later in the guide. Based on this estimate, you would be eligible for a reimbursement from your employer's HRA. Your employer will also help offset these costs by contributing to your health savings account. So if we add these up, we can see the annual total of each plan. I have highlighted the plan with the lowest overall cost. If you'd like more information, please click below. Otherwise, you can continue when ready.
So as the decision support tool is going through here, I can see some of the specifics of the plan. We have the annual premium here. We even incorporated what the HRA would reimburse on this high deductible plan, as well as the HSA plan. So the plan that's highlighted in green is the recommended plan. I'm certainly not forced to enroll in this plan, but based on my specific information, this is the plan that the decision support tool is guiding me to. If I hit compare plan details, I can also see at the bottom, there's a small benefit summary that just indicates what everything is going to be covered on, whether I'm on the high deductible plan or the HSA option. So if I hide plan details, I'm going to click add to benefits here.
Your employer offers a dental plan that can help you cover some of your expenses. Based on your dental needs, you may want to enroll in this benefit. Here's what your estimated cost would look like with and without this coverage.
So same thing, breakdown on the dental. I can see that there's a buyout plan that's going to cost me $4.27 per week. I can see that it's covering 6-month checkups and cleanings, x-rays, the annual premium. There's also the option, the core plan, which is recommended that I enroll in here, the annual premium here. So I'm also going to add this to my benefits. Same thing with the vision coverage here. So I can see the 2 options. I'm going to waive vision coverage. Potentially, I just received glasses last year, so it's not something that I need to elect. So that really goes through some of the core options of the plan. The next few sections just really focus on ways to optimize your contributions. So this next section that I'm going to go through just really talks about an HSA. So when I look and say, what's most important to me? Is it the take-home pay and the money I'm going to have in my paycheck every week? Is it reducing my tax liability? Or is it saving for retirement? So this next section will guide me through really the benefits of enrolling in a health savings account.
When thinking about your benefits, which is most important to you? A, maximizing your take-home pay, B, reducing your tax liability, or C, saving for your retirement needs?
So I'm going to choose saving for my retirement. Maybe I haven't contributed as much as I should have to my 401k. So this is something that I need to focus on.
Now let's look at how you can make your dollars go even further.
So this is just adding some benefits on an HSA plan. So you can put aside money into an HSA plan. This is an option I do have with my employer. I can pay for my out-of-pocket costs with pre-tax dollars, and the money is always mine and never expires. I'm also going to say that maybe I don't have an HSA plan in place today. I'm going to click no and go to the next section.
Let's talk for a minute about why contributing to an HSA is a good idea. First, each dollar you contribute is not subject to payroll taxes, which makes the money you spend on your health care go further. Second, any money you don't use will roll over, creating an emergency medical fund for years when you need it. Third, putting away more now can help you when you retire, as it will allow you to pay your Medicare premiums with tax-free dollars. If you participate in a 401k or a 403b plan, try to maximize any company matches first, and then contribute as much as you can to your HSA.
So these are some great tips that a lot of you probably talk about during open enrollment meetings when you're educating members on HSAs and why it does make sense to enroll.
Okay, let's look at this year's contribution. First, there is an annual limit on how much you can contribute. It looks like your employer is putting enough in your HSA to cover your costs this year. This is great news. I've estimated your tax benefits using your household income. You should put in more if you can.
So I really like this calculator. It tells me my estimated medical costs, also shows that my company is contributing $1,500 worth of HSA dollars per year. And then it also breaks down the tax benefits from federal, state, and then payroll perspectives to show an estimated tax savings overall.
Would you like to learn more about ways you can save on healthcare throughout the year?
So in the interest of time, I'm not going to continue in the decision support tool. The next section includes a lot of information that you probably verbally tell employees why you should choose an urgent care versus emergency room. It really goes through education on the health plan and some of the benefits. So I'm going to click no to bring me to the end of the guide.
Okay, that's about it from me. I hope you found this experience enjoyable.
So Danny is recommending that I enroll in the Cigna HSA plan as well as the dental core plan. So now I'm going to continue to my enrollment and make my actual elections. Okay, so after I get out of Danny, the tool has my current enrollment here. So I can see that, yes, I'm enrolled in the HSA plan today, the dental buy-up, I'm enrolled in an FSA. I can see the future recommended enrollment too. So the Cigna HSA plan, the dental core plan. And then I'm going to continue to enrollment. So as I'm going through here, the first section is going to bring me to is the medical. So we have the two plans that my employer offers here, the Cigna high deductible plan, which talks about how my employer pays 90% of every cost, I pay 10%. I have the amount per pay period that it would cost me, as well as the monthly cost. If I scroll down, I see my HSA plan here. So this is the one, since it's highlighted in green, that is the recommended plan that I choose. I can see all the benefits of it as well. Same thing with the high deductible plan above it. The amount it's going to cost me per pay period. Say I still had questions, I can also click this view and compare plans. And this will bring up a separate window that has the benefit summaries of each. So if I'm having second thoughts about which plan I should enroll in, which one is right for me, once again, it lays out the cost, has a full benefit summary down towards the bottom as well. So I'm going to take Danny's recommendation. I am going to enroll in the HSA plan. So I see here that I'm enrolled as a single under the plan. I do have the option at this point to add or delete dependents. This will also prompt me to go to the HSA plan here. And I'm going to click yes, I would like to contribute towards an HSA plan. Say I want to put in $2,000 per year annually. I hit calculate. It will do the contributions for me per pay period as well as a monthly cost, and I can click enroll. So as I'm going through each benefit on the left-hand side, there's a calculator here. So I can see what I've elected so far and what's coming out of my paycheck. So on the medical, I've elected the HSA plan. It's going to cost me $21.30 out of my paycheck. The HSA plan is about 90 cents, 90 here. So total, I can see about $112.20 is coming out of my paycheck. So I'm not going to go through every benefit, just want to give you a quick test drive here of exactly how the Ben admin system looks from the employee side. So it's very user-friendly. I've done a lot of testing on it. I think the decision support tool makes it easier for members, especially those where the spouses are making a lot of the elections, maybe not attending some of these open enrollment meetings that you're hosting. So I really like this system and I'm very excited to roll it out. I think the next piece that we're going to review with Terry, and I'll hand it over to him next, is how this looks from an employer perspective as well, and just some of the capabilities we have with that. So Terry, take it away on the employer side.
Thank you, Ashley. That was a wonderful demo of the employee side. I believe it's going to be very beneficial to our employees with regards to solving some of the open enrollment education and understanding into the benefit offerings that the employer groups are going to provide them. But we also offer the Difference Card Employer Portal, where we're providing transparency and oversight from employers into their Difference Card benefit admin system and the offerings around their employee population. So this is the employer portal landing page where you'll be provided your credentials to be able to log in from our Difference Card website. So once you click login, you're going to be taken to what will be called a home dashboard that you see here. And the employer portal overall is generally going to serve as a beneficial component to employer admins and being able to do research as well as reporting on the benefit offerings that you're providing to your employee population. And you can do that both at the cumulative level, meaning the entire employee population, or you can always research per member at the member level as well. Now, each employer is going to have this employer portal admin site with a landing page that looks similar to what you're seeing on your screen. At the top left-hand side, you're going to be able to see information that's specific to that employer group and the admin that's logged in at the time. So right now, I'm John Smith, and I'm logged in through the employer called Difference Card Demo. Here, you're going to see that this is going to be standard for all employer groups on the portal site, in which you'll have the Difference Card information as well as the service team and email. They'll be able to contact for any questions related to the admin system. Throughout the rest of the dashboard, you just kind of have this at-a-glance view that will be able to provide employers just kind of insight into what's happening with the employee population. So you'll see that there's just general charts that are descriptive to kind of assist them with some helpful high-level overview information of the different benefit offerings they have. Some charts are interactive, like the one you see here. We are able to choose some of the core benefits or ancillary benefits that you're going to offer. And then there's additional information at the bottom, such as this log here, which is showing you an overview of your recently terminated employees. You'll be able to see their termination date, their status in the system, the COBRA notification date, the start date, and then their paid through date. And this is some of the very great benefits on the dashboard landing page available to those electing the enhanced COBRA product through our benefit admin system. Now, on the left side of your screen, this is going to serve as your navigation pane, where you'll be able to navigate through the employer portal to some of the different features and functionality that's available to you. Now, it is categorized by different drop-down links that you see on your screen on the left-hand side, such as communication, benefits, and reporting. Now, under communication, some of the features and forms that are available are this forms link, where employers will be able to upload forms that are going to then populate over to the employee portal site. Some forms you can upload could be helpful for employees to fill out. You can also put in some helpful attachments or flyers that are beneficial to employers and gives them an overview into the benefits that they're going to be electing through that Danny decision support tool, or just some other important forms that they may need to complete through the open enrollment process. Employers can also request to have links made available to employees on their portal site These links can either direct to the employer's HR intranet, the payroll site, or even the differencecard.com for members landing page, which has additional information, educational videos that employers can review at their leisure to explain to them the benefits that they are electing through the Danny Decision Support Tool or through the Passive Enrollment Guide. In addition to that, employers can customize a landing message that employees see when they log into their employee portal site, and they're able to have this pop up that can say, welcome to the Difference Card Benefit Admin System, welcome to your open enrollment election system, or whatever the employee your desires. Now, as we continue to navigate down, the benefits tab kind of speaks to that research and reporting functionality that is available through the employer portal on the Difference Card Ben Admin System. Through this, employers are able to see some networks that are available. So from the medical side, you're able to see the network type, and then just some specifics about the network name. And you can view additional details by clicking the view button here. But a very helpful feature under the benefits category is the benefit plan, because you're able to, without having to run a report, just see some general information at the medical level or plan type level with regards to the start and end dates of plans, the enrollment account. And then if you ever wanted to filter, you can filter by plan type up here just to see some specific benefits. Now, we do break it out by the core benefits versus the ancillary. The ancillary, of course, being that cafeteria offering with the FSA and transit. So if you click over here, you are able to actually see the same generic overview information that's available. And you can click into each plan to view some additional details at that plan type level. Now, from a reporting standpoint, employers, if they wanted to, from a research perspective, can run additional reports on the plans. You can run reports from the plan type. You can also run reports to see how many employees enroll in a specific plan, what tiers those are. It gives some good detailed insight that's available to employers for full transparency into the different benefit elections and offerings that employers are taking advantage of within a given plan period. Now, one thing I do want to show you guys is for those of you who are going to be doing Classic COBRA, when you're offering that, if you have your group selecting that, one thing that's going to be very important is adding those COBRA participants in. So you would be taking a terminated participant and adding them into the system to trigger the process. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what that looks like. So on the left-hand navigation pane, you would have an option to add the participant into our system. And when you click that, you're going to be redirected to a screen. We're going to start entering in some information to get the process started. The first is the COBRA participant classification, in which you're choosing if you're adding an employee or a dependent. In this case, we're going to add an employee and then move forward to choose what is the qualifying event that triggers this COBRA process. So you do have some general options here, which are generally life qualifying events that makes one eligible for COBRA or these change of life events. And we're going to choose the voluntary termination of employment and then choose the date that that actually took effect. So in this case, we'll use July 1st, 2022. Now, you do have options here with regards to the paid months. Some employers do offer subsidy for the COBRA, and you can choose the different offerings available from the dropdown. We're going to keep it simple and choose none. And then we're going to enter the participant information related to the COBRA participant we're entering here. So we're going to enroll John Doe and enter in the information kind of related to John Doe here. Now, when it comes to the calendar pop-ups, you have to choose from the calendar, but easy way I found to navigate is by just clicking up here to the drop down to get to the year that you're choosing from and then work your way from there. John Doe is a male, and we'll enter in the hire date. So John Doe was hired on May 1st of 2021. And then we'll move down to the contact information. And one of the things that's important is just at least providing the email address so that that way we can also provide the electronic notices to the member at the desired email address. Now, by default, it's selected to personal, and that's because most members would be receiving this communication at their personal email address. And what we'll do is we'll actually enter it here. And then we'll just provide the address information. Then you'll go to the next step. And the next step is going to be identifying if there's going to be any covered dependents or not under the current plan. He does not have any covered dependents, so we'll move on to the next step. However, for an employee that did, it would be generally entering some of the same general information there. You actually can save some steps if they have the same mailing address, which is usually true. We'll move on to the next step and talk about the plan. And so it's going to start asking some questions about what the employee had under coverage while he was active. And so in this case, the employee was covered by a medical plan at the time of their termination. We'll enter in the original plan enrollment date, which will match to their hire date. So we'll go to May 1st, 2021. Now, there are two options for the last day of company-sponsored coverage, which is the qualifying event date that we entered, or the last day of the month in which that qualifying event occurred. So if you have a qualifying event occurring at the middle of the month, it could be the last day of that month in which you'll enter the last day of sponsored coverage. In this case, we're going to choose, we're going to choose the qualifying event date. And then you're going to choose the medical plan that the person was enrolled in. I'll ask some questions if the person was covered by dental plan, vision plan, some of the ancillaries. We're going to skip that and go on to the next step here. Now we're just going to double check that all the information that we entered is accurate before we go on to the next step, which is to submit. And you'll get this pop-up message, which just indicates that the COBRA employee was added successfully. And from there, you'll be redirected to the employee profile, which will give you just some of the information that you just entered. And you'll notice that the status is now under review. Generally, within a business day, we're going to review that the information that was entered is accurate, and then move on towards triggering that COBRA process. From there, we'll start sending the COBRA notices to the employee. And under this search member process, you'll be able to find the employees that you entered through that process we just covered. And so if I go and I search John Doe's name, I'll be able to pull him up here and find that their status is under review. After the notification has been triggered, that status is going to be switched towards pending COBRA. And then I can always go in to view the employee profile here for additional information. Now I can do that search both at the employee level and I can do it at the dependent level. So if you have dependents who may have aged out of the plan, you can also find their information here through that search feature. Now, one more thing I do want to cover is that with this, if you needed to now terminate a participant from COBRA, you'll be able to pull them up, view their profile, and you're going to have a couple of options here for you. One of the options is that you're going to be able to terminate that participant if need be. The other option that you're going to have is the ability to kind of impersonate into their employee profile to view some additional information about the benefits. Generally, that's going to be available to you during an active open enrollment period. So right now, under this company, the active enrollment is not going on at the moment, but when it is, you're going to be able to impersonate into that profile, kind of view benefit elections, and ensure that it allows you to be set up for success in assisting employees through the open enrollment process, some of the high-level overview of transparency into the plan benefit offerings that you have, and then manually administering that COBRA for those that would be going under the manual COBRA product. From an enhanced COBRA side, we'll actually be able to connect to your payroll vendor file, which will receive both all of your employee elections and employee information into the system. And then from there, be able to trigger the process for those that are reporting a terminated status. So I believe that this portal is going to be extremely helpful as we roll out this difference card benefit admin offering to employers to be able to have transparency into their benefit offerings, transparency into how employees are navigating the open enrollment process. And then you'll also be able to have a contact here at the difference card who will be able to assist you at the employer admin level with being able to administer this and kind of get your employees associated and acquainted with it. And so I'm very excited to be a part of rolling this out. I look forward to additional detailed demos on this portal for those that are interested. And so I will turn it back over to Chris Calderon. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Terry. Great demos, Ashley and Terry both. We've got some good questions coming in and we've been trying to answer them in the chat. We'll have a little bit of time at the end for questions, but I want to clarify the different systems that we've been demoing here. Ashley went through the front end member portal. She showcased the online enrollment system, the personalized decision support tool that is Danny, and then the fulfillment of that. We're going to be sending the elections to the carriers and back to the payroll system. If you're using that system and you're integrating it with the COBRA platform, you do not need to do all the keying in that Terry showcased. That's a separate COBRA only system if you're not going to do the integrated enrollment approach. So I want to just lay that all out with the different pricing and product details. So to take a step back, the difference card is best known for our cost containment solutions, the medical expense reimbursement plan, the difference guarantee, which puts a cap on MERP claims, and our Healthy Difference Wellness program. We also have a full suite of benefit administration products, HSAs, health savings accounts, HRAs, FSAs, a dental product that we rolled out last year. And what we're really focused on today is the COBRA administration and the online enrollment platform. And we do have the ability to put it together. It's an integrated platform, but we're also going to talk about how you can do it on an a la carte basis. Before I do that, I just want to give you the price points for the integrated system. So the Ben Admin system, which includes online enrollment, personalized decision support tools, and full COBRA administration, where it's feeding in all the data automatically from the enrollment system without having to key anything in, that's $5 per employee per month. That's the full end-to-end system. Again, Ben Admin, open enrollment, decision support, and the COBRA administration all automatically generated through the Ben Admin system. So that's what we envision most of our customers will go to because, again, it's a fully integrated system. But we do recognize that some of our customers already have a Ben Admin system in place. So that's why we also wanted to showcase what Terry went through with the COBRA only platform. And if you wanted to purchase this system on an a la carte basis for your customers, you can break that $5 apart. So let's say you just wanted online enrollment. Maybe you've got your own COBRA system that you use. That's fine with us too. The technology for installing it, doing the development on it, that's $3 PEPM, and the that it's all built in. There's no setup fees or anything like that, but that technology cost to install it, do the development work, and service it on an ongoing basis is $3 PEPM just for the online enrollment platform. Then we've got the COBRA component of it, and integrated with the online enrollment platform is enhanced COBRA at $2 PEPM. So that's how we get to that total of $5. If you're looking for a lower cost COBRA solution though, that is also in this package, and you can take out just the COBRA component for $1 PEPM. And then if you're doing what we're calling classic COBRA, that would be more of a manual process because you're not feeding in data from the vendors. So just to clarify again, enhanced COBRA includes the initial notices, it includes the COBRA termination notice, it includes open enrollment support, right? Every open enrollment period for those COBRA participants, you've got to give them the ability to make a choice. We'll do all of the billing to employees, the collection of premiums, and then the remittance of that premium back to the employer so that they can use it to pay the group bill. That's all included in the enhanced COBRA platform, which normally is integrated with the online enrollment system. But again, if you wanted something that was lower cost, and we see this in the smaller group market, maybe the under 50 space, classic COBRA is a great option where we will still do notices when there's a termination, we'll still do open enrollment support, but the employer has to actually notify us when there's a termination because classic COBRA would not have that integration with their payroll system. It wouldn't have the automation of knowing when somebody terminated. That's really the benefit of enhanced COBRA. It comes with the fully automated payroll feed, whereas classic COBRA, again, you have to put in the information. You have to tell us who terminated and why. So those are the differences between what Terry demoed and what we were talking about originally with the fully integrated system. The classic COBRA system does work very similar though. Once you notify us and tell us that someone terminated, then it does still the same billing and collection of premium. They can come online to make payments. We collect the premium and we remit it back to the group for payment for that carrier. All right, I want to just define the implementation roles, because a lot of Ben admin systems, the consultants, the brokers have to do a lot of the work of building the system. And really where this is different is we do all of that work of building the system for you. We still need you and the client to tell us what's the corporate structure of that group, who's their payroll company so we can make the connections, who are the carriers, what are the SBCs for each of the plans that you want us to build in. But from there, we take it and we do actually all the development work of building out the difference Ben admin system. We'll have you test it. So we'll show you what the homepage site looks like and review it before we go live. But we'll actually do that development work. So you don't have to hire a team of technology people to do all of the coding that you may have to do with some other systems. From a timing perspective, we normally like to have an initial onboarding kickoff call to gather all the data. And we've got a workbook where we collect all the information. And then what can take some time is the payroll integration. Now, if it's one of our preferred payroll vendors like ADP, for example, we've got an API connection with them. It's a real-time data feed, and that's a much quicker turn on of the system. But we will work with any payroll vendor out there. There was a good question about, is there a list? So we can tell you who we've worked with before, but we can actually work with any payroll vendor. You just have to allow for time to make that connection. And then on the carrier side, normally it's larger group carriers, 100 plus, where they will accept the EDI feeds, and it takes a little time to do that carrier connection. Then we do the testing of the homepage. We're going to say, here's what it looks like, make sure it's good. And then we'll go live from there and integrate to the COBRA system and even do some ACA reporting. From a support perspective, you still get your difference card team that you love today, your sales consultant, your renewal consultant, the account team. There's the executive team and the directors that back everybody up. And then there's a new person to the mix here, the benefit admin specialist. There's someone on the team just dedicated to handling the Ben admin concerns. They'll help with the implementation of this. They're the one doing that work that maybe today you have to do with some other systems. They'll take that off of your plate and do all of the onboarding and implementation of the Ben admin system. So finally, are you interested in the difference Ben admin system? We've got a lot of questions, but if you are, first talk to your difference card consultant. If you've got a sales consultant or a renewal consultant on an existing group, talk to them about the benefits of this. We can do a personalized demo and walk through how this may work for groups that you're working on or your specific agency. And if you don't have a difference card consultant today, email sales@differencecard.com or click our request a proposal button, and we will get you connected to a difference card representative quickly. So we've got 5 or so minutes here. Why don't we take a couple of questions? And I think in the Q&A, why don't we start there? There were a couple of questions that were actually answered already. One was a good one. Can we offer Danny in different languages? And Taylor, I think you answered this one already, right?
Yep. So the good news is that Danny is available in English and Spanish currently. So happy to have that available.
Excellent. And then on this next question here, I think this was from Sanford about the entering of the information. Really, it depends on which product you're selecting. So if you're taking the integrated Ben admin system with enhanced COBRA, you don't need to do that entering of information. That only happens if you're selecting the classic COBRA system. Everything else is already known because we're getting it from payroll or from the Ben admin portal. So we're handling that all seamlessly for those integrated customers that are on the enhanced platform. We just wanted to showcase what it looks like if you do decouple and just take that classic COBRA approach. Good question here from one of our New York producers. Do we do New York State continuation for all size groups? We do. That is standardly included, not just New York, any states that have additional continuation rules. We will handle that standardly. That does not cost extra. That is included in our COBRA system. There are a few questions about, well, I've got a different system, maybe a different Ben admin system, and can I connect to that? Can I use the Danny decision support tool, or can I connect to your COBRA system? So we do recognize, right, you may have an existing Ben admin system or HCM system in place, and that's okay. That's why we're selling this a la carte. If you want us to just do the COBRA component, then we can decouple it from that. The decision support tool, though, is really baked into our Ben admin platform. So if you're interested in the Danny product, then we would have to become the Ben admin vendor. We can integrate with whichever payroll company they're working with today, but the Ben admin system and Danny come together. Good question from Tracy about how long has this been available in the market. We actually have customers that have been doing this for years with us, and we've been testing this solution for years, and now we're ready to deploy it to all of our consulting partners. So we've got a lot of customers that are already on this platform. I know, Taylor, we did some case studies, and we showcased those in some of our recent blog posts. So happy to share references if anybody's interested in talking to existing customers on the product.
Yeah, good call out, Chris. I will drop that case study into the chat in case anyone wants to read about the experience that one of our long-term clients has.
All right, Ashley or Terry, any questions I missed that you can address here? We've gone through a lot.
Yeah, I'm just going through the chat. I think we addressed most of them.
All right, there's one more I'll take, which is just employer reporting capabilities. This is something that Terry showed in the employer portal. Maybe we'll end with this because I think this is a pretty cool feature from a consultant perspective too. In that employer portal, you can run reports on what happened during open enrollment. Also, at the end of the year, you can run a census file. So if you're annoyed by, right, every year you got to go to market and you got to ask your client to put together a census file, that's a lot of work. Well, this Ben admin system really does that collection of data for you, and you can run a report at the end of the plan year when you're getting towards their renewal time, a census file report, which you can then take to market, and it's automatically updated based on all the changes throughout the year. All right, I think we've gone through a lot of good questions here. I'm sure you all have more. And if you do, talk to your difference card consultant. We'll do personalized demos with you and your agency. There's a lot of marketing material. Taylor, great shout out there, putting the material on the website. There's a whole dedicated page to this. So we really appreciate you all joining us today. And we look forward to talking to you in the future on the Difference Ben admin system.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today. We're so happy that you set aside some time to learn more about this product. We dropped some great links into the chat, so make sure you grab those really quickly before we exit the call here, because then they won't be available to you. But we will be sending around a follow-up that will have some great information for you, as well as the recording. And you will see we dropped a little note in here as well that we are doing an employer-focused webinar on this exact same topic on July 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern. So be on the lookout for more information for that. It would be great if you have some clients in mind to push them to this webinar, and we'll give them a demo as well. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.